Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Juvanie Piquant. I serve as the chairwoman of University Student Senate, representing all 25 CUNY campuses, and I also sit on the CUNY Board of Trustees. There's one student elected to the CUNY Board of Trustees every year. That happens to be me. But I think we're here today to talk about the work CUNY Abolition for Safety is doing. I've met with them over the summer, and I've seen this work flourish and the awareness of such issues regarding court crafts and just incarceration in general. And I think it'd be remiss to say that as an institution that predominantly serves Black and Brown students, it is important as students that we collectively organize against these things. And we know it's multiple approaches that we need to take. I know the importance of the legislature and policies and legislation that could be implemented there, but the importance of students making their voices heard. I think when we look at the history of CUNY, how CUNY was founded and how we got what we wanted, it took mass movements. Students at City College chained themselves amongst each other around the school to ensure that open enrollment happened and ensure that students could be able to pursue their education. This institution was founded and not many Black and Brown students were allowed to go to CUNY because of their color of their skin and how they looked. But it took mass movements. And when we talk about the history of CUNY, it has such a rich history, and we talk about race and we talk about culture. And to just see how New York State is perpetuating, CUNY has a part in the perpetration of dehumanizing individuals. You know, many people may think, oh, if someone did something wrong, they're incarcerated and they're not a human being. We may see that in our United States Constitution, but I think it's very important to say no to that. It's important for us to know that everybody's a human being. You know, we all pump the same blood, we all bleed from the same flesh. And I think it's very important to do that. The degradation, the dehumanization of individuals cause people to think that, well, we can just put you in a jail cell and allow you to do anything that you want and allow to operate as if you do not have your own collective sense of agency. When we talk about incarceration, it is the process of dehumanizing individuals to break them down from their own human consciousness and their own agency of their collective power as individuals. When you talk about mass incarceration, it is by design. It is not something that just happens and we didn't see it coming. This is something that is by design and is put in place to get Black and Brown individuals. We have seen this with policing. We have seen the excessive force. We have seen how money has been invested towards the violence and perpetration of BIPOC individuals rather than the investment and help that individuals need. And I think it's very important as students that we understand that we have a stake in this fight. We are all everyday New Yorkers. We all have the ability to call the governor, to call elected officials, to demand and to have them do what's right. We do know that change does not come overnight, but it is very important for us to collectively organize. As CUNY student, I'm a law and paralegal major. I have dreams of being in the legal profession one day to represent people who have been stripped away from their voice, who have been stripped away from their humanization. And I think when we saw the hand sanitizers blasted on the beautiful Governor Cuomo's press conferences that he would have and say, oh, look at the hand sanitizers that we made. This was forced labor. This is modern day slavery. This is not just mass incarceration. This is modern day slavery right before our eyes and us utilizing those products that people have made in forced labor. We have to call it what it is. We have to understand that higher education institutions have a role in dismantling systemic oppression, dismantling systemic racism. It starts within our university. It starts of how we are taught, the education that we receive, the policies, and how BIPOC individuals and students feel at the City University of New York. We are the largest public institution across the country, the most diverse, world-renowned, remarkable students, but there's so much that we can do. And CUNY is the university of the people, the People's University. And when we talk about the People's University, helping the most marginalized individuals, people from all over the world who have gone to this institution, remarkable students and remarkable work, it is very important that we are firm and we are clear in our stance of what does it mean to be a key agent in social justice? What does it mean to be a key agent in moving the needle forward? That comes with students, that comes with our faculty and staff and administration. And I really want to hone in onto the students because I've been organizing with CUNY in terms of the accessibility and affordability of higher education. Access and opportunity and equity is pivotal. It is pivotal for the BIPOC community. We are seeing how money is being invested in police departments and not being invested in our education. We are seeing how money is invested in the police departments, but not invested in housing. We are seeing how money is invested in everything else but the people. And I think it's very important for us to understand we need to show up. We have a mayoral election. They are huge stakeholders when we talk about the NYPD, when we talk about policing. It is very important that we show up, we press these candidates, and we go out and vote in numbers that never before to change the narrative, to change what is going on in New York City. It is not going to happen overnight. We have city council seats up for grabs. They are the ones who will be voting on a budget. Okay, it is very, very important that we just don't show up, but we must show out. And the work continues. And I'll be remiss if I said we didn't talk about the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial yesterday. Some people have said, oh, well, we feel relieved. Oh, justice. That is not justice. Justice is the humanization of BIPOC individuals. Justice is having George Floyd and everyone who's been wrongly killed alive with us today. That is what justice is. And we cannot mix up accountability and justice. We cannot get the two twisted. But what can we do? Contribute and fight for a better society. We have to be able to envision a better world is possible, because we will keep dying. Our brothers and sisters will keep dying. And it is very important, even though we are in college, even though you may think you may need a career to create change, you do not. You have a voice, you have your collective agency, and you are a stakeholder in this country, regardless if people may see you as a human being or not. You have a role to play and you need to utilize your voice. So it's very important these next couple months. We have a mayoral election coming up. We have city council. We have so many things that we can do within CUNY, calling on our campus administrations, ensuring that the pressure is on and the pot of water is boiling and it's ticking hot, because it's very important that we collectively organize to create change. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen this summer, but it will happen one day, and we need to have the power to believe in that. So thank you all for coming here today. It was an honor to hear from all of you, and thank you for CUNY Abolition for Safety for having me today and holding this press conference.